What's going on, people? It is Irish Gunner HD here. You can call me Irish, and welcome to a bit of news, basically. Today you're going to be watching some Ghost Recon Online footage, as even though this is Battlefield 4 news, I struggled for dear life to get some footage. I played for about an hour or so earlier on today, and I really could not get any good games. So unfortunately it is Ghost Recon Online footage. But if you watch my Ghost Recon first impressions video, I mentioned a game, where I was getting like insta killed by this guy with with a weapon that I didn't recognize, which made me think that the game might have this kind of pay to win aspect. This is that game. You'll see now. Like every time I get killed by him, I think his name is like, I don't know. It's like short. It starts with like a Z and has numbers in it. I'm about to get killed by him now. The next time I get killed. The first time I get killed, it'll be by him, so just keep an eye out for his name, and you'll see it throughout the video. It's like insta-kill. But yeah, there was a couple of things that I missed out in my first impressions that I felt like I needed to touch on. Two things were simply just the spawns, like not the spawns themselves, but like where you spawn when you get killed. You spawn at like what appears to be as far back as they could possibly put you. At the start of every life, you have to like sprint for like a good 30 seconds to get to the objective. I think if you're fighting over the middle flag, as we're fighting over C now, we spawn back at our base and they spawn back at their bases. But if we move on to B now, as we have just done, I think we spawn on C, but it's still a little further back than C. So I don't know what the deal is, but yeah, like as you can see, you always spawn this way and you have to run all the way up to the place, and it's long, like it can be longer in certain maps. I don't understand their logic in that, and why you can't spawn on a teammate as well. Like I don't understand why there's no ability for that. Even squad mates, if you're in a squad with somebody in particular, you should be able to spawn on them, but for some reason you're not able to. But yeah, it was that one, and then there's also like the seemingly completely random respawn times. I don't know how they managed to work them out, or like what kind of algorithm or idea they used to come up with those. But it's not effective. Like it's literally, sometimes you'll be waiting 10-15 seconds, and sometimes you'll be insta ready to you'll be like immediately. There's his name there if you can read it, the guy. Yeah, like sometimes it'll be instant, and then sometimes it'll be 10-15 seconds, and I just don't get it. Maybe it's something that I'm missing out on again because I don't know the game like completely, but I don't know. Just something. There are two things that I missed that were very important that I forgot to mention. That I didn't like about it. I do still really, really like it. It's just those things, if they were if they're to tweak them or if they're to change them a little bit, I think it'd make the game much more fast paced. I know they're obviously not going for the COD fast paced thing. They're going for like the slow tactical thing, but there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to get to the fight and then get to the fight as quickly as possible and then become like the slow tactical guy that you need to be. But yeah, that was that. But the actual topic of the video, so Battlefield news. So I'm just going to start with from the top down of things that I have noted here. Nothing major, but it's just stuff that came out in the last week or two that I thought I should cover. Just give my opinions on. The Battlefield 4 aftermatch report now. So when you finish a game, and usually now it just shows you your unlocks and your points and stuff like that, and then it shows you the scoreboard and there's nothing else. Remember back at the start of Battlefield 3 when they didn't even have the quit button? Like you had to literally wait until the start of the next game. That was annoying in and of itself. But the lack of information on that screen was really frustrating. But now the what would you call it? The aftermatch report, or the scoreboard screen or whatever like that. I'll just fix myself in my chair. Yeah, that's going to show the next map and the game mode rotation and stuff like that. It says next map Siege Rush, and it looks completely different. The whole battle log interface thing is very, very different than it's been from Battlefield 3. But yeah, I like that. I hate going into a server and be like, good Christ, I hope it's not 1,000 tickets Metro, or oh good Christ, I hope it's not 500% canals, back on the console or whatever. And it usually would end up being that. So now that we can actually see it and we have the option to quit out, that's only a good thing for me. That's just okay, here we go. I was hoping for some really good tactical team play, but we're the next map in the server is going to be 1,000 tickets Metro, 64-man Metro. So that's good. Battlefield 4, next piece of news. Battlefield 4 will let you use your second monitor or laptop as a mini-map. So, we already knew with the Battle Log trailer that you could use your tablet, or I don't know if they said phones. I don't know if phones will be able to do it, but definitely tablets. It says here, dual screen usage on tablets or other handheld devices But they've also now released like an official DICE employee said it on Reddit that your second monitor or your laptop, if whatever way your setup works, they can also be used as a minimap. And this is something that I've wanted for Lord knows how long, because like we've always had the option in Battlefield 3 to like press, well, on PC, like console guys, unfortunately we didn't, and still, well, we still don't, but on PC you can press M and that'll bring up your minimap, and then like on consoles we could always just press pause, like obviously you can press the start menu and then see it that way, but that's highly ineffective. That's taking you out of the battle completely, either by stopping you, like, well, I suppose either way you're getting stopped, so it's completely inefficient, it's ineffective, and more times than not it will lead to your death if you're not careful about how you use it. So, considering that I literally just about a week ago, if not a little bit more than that, decided to dig up an old monitor that I had lying around, one of the old square ones, this is good news for me. I'm very happy about this. Like, it's very, like, beforehand it would have been like, oh, that's cool, but it doesn't really affect me, I'm still stuck with it. But now that I've actually got this option, I think that's fucking amazing. Like, to be able to, like, yeah, it's still going to be, like, looking at your minimap is something that people do, like, kind of habituously now. You look down, you glance down, you glance down, you check a corner, you glance down, like, it's always just, like, a part of your muscle memory when you're playing the game. But moving it off to where you're used to looking for it for a start is going to be kind of, what the hell happened there? I'll assume that they probably will still have the minimap, but having it there is really, really helpful, and it's going to be really awesome. But it's also a bit of a distraction, because you literally have to take all your eyes off the screen, like, and you actually have to, like, depending on how you've got your stuff set up, you could actually have to literally, like, move your head and, like, focus on something else for a minute. So it could go either two ways. It could go and be awesome because that you're, like, you've got that option, or it could be like, well, it's going to be awesome because I'm so confused. I don't know whether to be happy or sad. Like, it's an amazing, good thing, obviously, and I'm delighted to be able to do it now. But the possibility for distracting you and getting yourself killed is also there. So just people need to be careful about that. Is basically what I'm saying. Next thing, people from Battlefield 4 players who want to get it on release date for their Xbox and then pick it up on the Xbox One, for example, or PS3, and then pick it up for the PS4, you will be able to transfer your stats and your progress, shall we say. Not your, I don't think, from what I can tell, the updates, DICE and Tweet that they've heard. Okay, I don't know what that's about, but basically, yeah, so, not your unlocks, I don't think, because that wouldn't be very fair. Like, that'd be a bit of an upper hand over people that are only just starting on the Xbox One and the PS4 stuff. But definitely from the PS3 to PS4, your stats will come over, so whether you'd want that or not, I don't know. Like, that's up to the individual person. Like, it's like when they gave us the option as premium members to be able to reset your stats, I was like, well, it's not really a feature I want. Like, I've worked hard for my stats, as shit as they may be. When I eventually passed the 4,000 kill mark and my KD became 1, that was a big deal for me, and I would not like to have erased that, even though it wasn't atrocious stats. Like, when I first started playing BF3 back on the Xbox, when I finally got my KD up to that 1.0 mark, that was a big deal. So, like, I imagine it's going to be kind of similar to this, like, but in the opposite direction. Like, you will have probably some awful stats on your old generation console, sorry, and then when you go to the new one, you're not going to want to keep those. Like, you're not going to be like, like, why would you want it? Like, it doesn't make any sense, because you're going to be moving to the new hardware, new controller and stuff like that. It's going to be completely different. Unless you go completely boss mode and you're awesome. Like, this is the only kind of use case that I can see from it. If people are just really, really good at the game naturally on the Xbox 360, and they end up getting like a 2 or 3 KD on the Xbox 360, and they want to carry that over, or like a 2 or 3 win loss or whatever, like a good win loss is, I can't remember. Like, that's one use case where you'd obviously want to transfer it over, but yeah, it's good that they give you the option though. Like, it's just this more kind of bigger options, better everything. Do you know what I mean? Like, we had a really good system with everything, with all the different features in Battlefield 3, and it's all just getting improved upon now. Like, there's other things like the battle log updates. I won't go into them because they're pretty much just battle log updates. Like, battle log is battle log. You use it to either look at your stats, look at your friend's stats, or join a game. They're trying to make it more than that, from what I can see. They're trying to make it like the hub of the game when you're playing and stuff like that. But for me, like, the leaderboards and stuff like that, while it's cool that I can see my friends or people in Dublin, people in Ireland, people in Europe, people in the world, whatever like that, that's cool, but I don't really care. Like, I'm not playing it, like, it's not a pissing contest for me. I'm not trying to be like the best guy in Dublin by any means. I just want to play, so while it looks cool and I like the oh, excuse me, that was unexpected. While I do like the community missions things where you can set up custom challenges to put out your friends there. Again, I don't like, it's a bit too cheesy. It's just like, oh, it's like, oh, you can't do this because I could do it and you can't do it. Like, it's like one of them cheesy Microsoft press conference things where it's like all staged. It's like that kind of thing doesn't really happen. Like, you don't, not people don't generally like interact, for at least from what I've experienced, the way like people like EA and Microsoft and Sony and these companies seem to think we do, in the like way that we want to be always social and always communicating and competing and doing all this with friends and stuff like that. It's like, it's a cool feature, but I don't see myself using it that much. But I think that's pretty much everything covered. We, as you've seen there, we ruffle stomped them, like all the bases to one, I think, in that round. But yeah, I don't know if you were actually watching the gameplay and you seen how quickly that guy was killing me. I was a bit surprised. I was a bit taken aback, like, that's a very good gun, or he's got a very good hack. But yeah, that was a joke, by the way. Yeah, if you enjoyed the video, please do leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new here. Thanks for watching, and